Hi everybody, hey Sinistello on Twitch, David Huffman on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're just going to pick up where we left off, and we need to file an issue on this. And it is what? Call load threaded request again. Call load threaded request once Godot issue is fixed. All right. This Godot issue seems to have resulted in a freeze for us. Yeah, repro is to have this code, have this line in the game, launch the game just like how we normally do, and then click new game as fast as possible. Hey Kevin, hey Dark, hey Chef Halton. I don't think it's been an hour already. It's been 40 minutes, I think. Feedback, feedback. So clicking too quickly makes us hit the Godot bug. Waiting for long enough seems to allow us to progress. At some point, we should try adding. I assume that this is going to lets us load the next scene faster. So we should add it back in after the Godot issue is fixed. Okay. Hey, have a good stream. Thanks. Have I asked how to pronounce your name yet? Because I do not know how to pronounce it from what I'm reading right there. I would probably just say Sep. S3P. No, I don't have a pronunciation thing in here. Yeah, how do you say your name? Hey, we leave tonight. I just explained how your lunch was less than an hour, even though when you work for yourself. Yeah. Yep. That's how it goes. It's okay. My real name is. How do you pronounce this? Safour. Is that how you pronounce this? Oh, no, that's a ha, isn't it? Sefer. Sef. Huh. Okay, well, I will write this down. Sefer. Sefer. I think it'd be Sefer. I'm going to write it like that. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. Yeah. Let's go with Sefer. At a time zone advantage. Chat, don't fight. Okay, we should have a loading screen. I think we already have an issue for this, though. Loading a game seems to break collision in shop. See what we can do about crashes. Blah, 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 blah. I don't see it here. Maybe start? I don't see it anywhere. I could have sworn I wrote about loading and stuff. Oh, maybe I didn't add it to this list. One-winged angel, please. Yeah, no, I did not. I should add a thing then. Improve launching the game for the first time. Well, improve launching and loading the game. There's a lot of loading and seeing a blank screen, which I think gives a bad impression for someone's first time playing. Especially now that we have this issue, 673. We should probably have a loading screen in places where we expect there to be one. E.g. starting a game, loading a game, that's pretty much it. And at first launch, we should see if we can get to the title screen faster. Well, the splash screen faster. And maybe even show a progress bar if needed. Okay, cool. The spell crystal is a loading bar. That would be cute. I'll write that down. No, whoops, I don't need the Oakley's pronunciation there. It's coming from Twitch. Worth adding a saving ... overlay. I think saving's instantaneous. It might take like half a second. I don't know if it's worth showing a screen for that or anything, but I think it's pretty fast. Yeah, it's practically instantaneous. But yeah, for loading in for a new game, I think it's pretty important. Okay, so that's been filed. I think that means we've done everything here. Oh yeah, and then maybe what we should do is disable the button. If the loading screen doesn't block input on its own, then we should consider disabling. I'll just write this here on the title screen. If the loading screen doesn't block input on its own, after clicking a button, then we should disable all of the buttons ourselves while waiting for a transition to the next scene. Okay. Thanks, Thomas. Your machine is pretty quick. Is it slower in yours? Because it should be pretty fast in everyone's, I think. It's writing like a few kilobytes to a JSON file. So I think it should be fast. Texture margins being longer. Yeah, I'm not going to do this yet. In fact, I don't know when I'm going to do this, but let's just bump it to the bottom of the list right now. All right, fix sprite bleeding on adventurers. All right, time to go get that working. Oh, wait, did I not check that in? I did not. My bad. Okay, so the only real change here is that we deleted a couple of calls. Yeah. And we should link it to this issue, 673. Remove calls to load threaded. What is it? It's load threaded something. Load threaded request. C673. Yeah. Should benchmark this on my work machine. It's like 6 years old. Yeah, I would say if that seems like it's high priority at all, to just hold off, maybe write a note for 2 months in the future or something. But for now, definitely top priority is going to be all the festival checkpoint stuff. I really want to get through these issues. All right, get rid of this. And then did I add that debug 2 anywhere else? No, I did not. All right, let's sync those changes and keep going. Adventurer sprite bleeding. So here it is. Set up animation frames, set walk animation automatically. I think just here we could do this, right? Don't we set a texture in here somewhere? We set sprite frames. I think we just do it here. In fact, I think anywhere we do get character atlas texture, we should just call to crop texture on this. And that way we, oh, did not mean to do that. Oh wait, this already exists because we have the extension. To cropped texture. What does this return? It returns a texture 2D, and this is supposed to return an atlas texture. Why did this return an atlas texture? So we could change the region on it. This is not a good idea, I think. Yeah, this is not a good idea. What do we do over here? We got item atlas texture, and it did return an atlas texture, and we cast it to a texture 2D when we needed it to be one. Okay, I mean, I guess we could just crop it somewhere else then. Fine. I don't know what's best. I think changing the region afterward is, I don't know, maybe a little weird. All right, so everywhere that this is used, here's one. Get character stand frame. Do we even use this anymore? We do for this, but this doesn't have a spray bleeding problem. So it's just this one. To crop texture. And that's it. That should fix it. Yeah. There's just one problem, which is I didn't have a good repro for this. So it's going to be hard for me to verify that this got fixed. Is it long till your vacation? I added a vacation command. It's going to be, well, it's at the end of this week because I haven't shared the exact time when. But as far as when it's going to affect the stream, I won't be streaming on Monday. So I think what we're going to have to do here is just share this with other people and say to report any spray bleeding you see. Because we should have fixed this. I could never really see it to begin with. Oh yeah, I think that's it though. Bleeding. That's here. Address adventurer spray bleed. This is part of this. I was modifying the textures at runtime, so I needed to recrop the image. Doesn't that mean that the original cropping doesn't matter and that this is pointless? I think it does. But that's part of walking entity, so I don't think it's worth fixing. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so I'll just write this as like things to verify with somebody else at some point. Things to verify with other people who have these issues repro. Do adventurers still have spray bleeding? I'm not going to do the battlers thing. If people report it, then I'll work on it then. Okay, put the game menu in a scroll container. We did that. Feedback from Pige. All right, let's start taking a look at this stuff. Out of curiosity, is Pige here? Pige is in chat, but I don't know if they're here. It doesn't necessarily matter. I just want them to know that I'm working hard on all of their feedback. All right, town perks should scroll vertically. Yeah, this brings me to kind of an interesting thing here, which is that we put this inside of a scroll container, and this probably should look like how these look, but it doesn't. Yeah, waiting for payment. Yeah, there is no scrolling on this, and that's what I wanted to fix. Okay, we're using a couple different styles right now. So in this style, we scroll the entirety of the sheet of paper. In this style, the sheet of paper is always visible and we scroll the contents. From a real world perspective, this is not how sheets of paper work. Right? Like the paper doesn't have an infinite amount of content on it and you can somehow scroll it. It's more like this, where you are looking up or down the piece of paper. So I feel like we should go with this option. It is a scroll. You got me there. Yeah, I think I want to go with this option. And also that lets us reuse that component that I made. So we would put this into that and we would put this into that. Well, this wouldn't look like a scroll, but yeah. So we would do this for, so move the skill tree and the town perks into the new scroll container forwarding clicks or something like that. Let's go do it. Skill tree. All right, so the skill tree itself had a background, and then we need this to be here. Yeah. Scroll container centered on screen. Put this up here, then struggle to get this looking correct. How fun. And then the close button will go inside the margin container. Yeah, just like that. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just hope this works. Oh wait, it doesn't work that way. We got to do it this way. Editable children. And then if this had a theme, we need the same theme. It doesn't. We put the panel container there and then delete the other VBox container. So now this is taking up space because this is what? Set to expand? No, set to, what? What's going on? I think that'll work. Let's try that out. No one uses paper anymore. That's true. Imagine an arm appears and click things in your Pip-Boy. Isn't that Fallout? I don't think I've actually played Fallout. Yeah, this isn't quite right. But at least the scroll works correctly. We need the close button to be good. Is it nice not having to use dot less on everything? I don't understand the question. But I feel like this is going to be a hilarious joke once I do. So the skill table is here, and its parent is a VBox container. This is a sibling of that. I'm not really sure why this is where it is. Like, if I put this here... Oh, was it not inside the... Oh, never mind. I didn't have it in the right spot. It's very hard to tell. Yeah. I put it in the wrong location. And now this is going to look bad until I restart the thing. All those in Godot versus having to do everything in less. What? The CSS thing? Oh man, I am not. This is not registering with me for some reason. I'm sorry. All right, this is what I wanted. Oh, did I use .less files? I don't even remember that. Code botland. Wait, that's not where botland is. That's where botland is. FF type less. Oh. Remember more about my life than I remember. Yeah, I think HTML and CSS have some pros, and I think the Godot way has some pros. So I'm just trying to enjoy the pros, not look at the cons. Okay, yeah. So this is what I wanted to have happen here. I think we need to make some little fixes, but otherwise that's looking good. Now for the town hall. Let's start with the town hall being built. Town hall. Put this here. Okay, so town hall is now built. Let's go modify town perks. Pretty much the same thing we were already doing here. I just want actual flexbox and max size. You'll take your size and min size and you'll like it. There will not be a max size. Okay, so this didn't even have a scroll to begin with. So we're going to set this. We're going to put this in here. And we're going to say that's that, right? Probably. Probably. Yeah, let's try that out. Nice. Yeah, this was a lot better. And it should now properly scroll on the screen. Excellent. Except for that. That looks like garbage. It probably happens over here too. No, because it probably uses a different tooltip. Does it use the town tooltip? What does he use for its tooltip? No, it has a tooltip. What? It's just in a different spot? It must be that this is, yeah, this is inside the same thing. We need to put this over here now. All right, that should just have fixed itself now. Yeah, that looks good. Is that a shadow? Or is that a scroll bar? No, it's a shadow. The scroll bar is obvious. Yeah, this is good. I like it. And the rest of this stuff should still work correctly, right? We can click up here. No, we can't. Ooh, forgot about that. I probably forgot about that for the other thing that I did too, right? Oh, I did. They just signal for help. I like that. All right, so we have 3 places where I forgot to do something. Let's go fix all 3 of those places. Skill tree. Actually, we just search for scroll container forwarding clicks. Yeah. So we need this to be in all these different spots. Ready. Scroll container centered on screen. This is inside of the skill tree. Skill tree. We need this to be unique. Shortcut actually worked. Now we need the script for this. And we're done. Okay, so skill tree is fixed. Town perks needs to be fixed. And the last one was the game settings menu. Probably, I don't know. Let's just try and see what happens. There. So we fixed all 3 of those. Let's now make sure that they work. No, they've broken, or else we wouldn't be able to see the word nav everywhere. Which means we probably don't have a close function somewhere. Or we can't find this node. Oh, or that I forgot to, yeah, whoops. Game settings. I forgot to make this unique in all these scenes. And then the last one, where's the last one? Game town, perks, town perk. Okay. Does that fix it? Looks like it. So now I can click up here to close this. I can click up there to close this. And the last one is this one. But this doesn't have any space at the top, so I can't really... Oh, you know what we could do? We could make the scale 1x, and then we will have space at the top, and we can click there. Nice. Perfect. Yeah, cool. One more problem down. Why did basic fonts change? Not even diffing this? Funnily enough, I can do a great impression of the whoops sound on my machine. I don't know what's going on. This file should not be gigantic or anything, right? Maybe it is. Reveal in Finder. How large are you file? 1.5 megabytes. Okay, that's pretty large. This could just be taking a long time. I wonder if it's better to just diff it on the command line then. Git derf. All right, so far so good. Yep. Town perks. Game settings. Where's basic fonts? There it is. Oh, goodness. That is scary. This is also scary. What happened here? Whoops. I wonder if this is just Godot doing something because this file was opened, in which case there's no actual problem. But like texture offsets changing, that doesn't seem like something Godot could do automatically. Maybe it's pulling it from the font file and then, yeah, just caching it. Must be doing that. When do we get to try an updated build? Let's say the end of today. Yeah, let me write that down. Star, exclamation mark, star. Upload new build by EOD. And then this goes there. Yeah. Okay. Did it finally open this? It didn't. I don't really care. I'm scared to... Oh, it did work. Okay, I'm scared to check this in because I didn't modify this. All right, this is a whopper of a scroll bar. Basic fonts.tres. Did anything human readable change here that doesn't have to do with fonts? Maps are set to false still. I don't think so. Looks like it was just this one blob. Why did this other stuff show up in the diff then? I don't see that in this file. Yeah, this is scary. Oh, right. The shortcuts to look at the next change don't actually work in this dialog. I don't know how you do that. Is there like a show next? No. All right, well, I could do that if I could open up the single file, but I can't open up the single file because it's too big. Okay, let's try this again. Let's click this button. Oh, now it works. Weird. Yeah, here are the changes, and they're just for font stuff. Wait, what? McKenna hand letter NF? I've never heard that name in my life. It's just some external font. Wait, that looks very much like our font. I thought this was a custom font. Uh-oh. Isn't the font used for buttons? Yeah, this is a big problem. Okay, I gotta talk to Quickie Joe about this. About fonts and licenses. Apparently, so this is the one that we use. We need a license to. Thought these were custom fonts. It's fine if we have to get a license, I guess. This is what, $10? And I'm guessing that gives us the license we need to use it. I did not know that though. Desktop. Based on number of users of the font. Oh, this is probably not worth it. Dumbest thing fixed it. A 0-second wait timer makes it work. That usually implies that there's something that's happening that needs to be asynchronous, and 0 seconds will like make it asynchronous. I mean, our font is better anyway. We're using this font, right? This is the font that shows on these buttons. So if can you type in your own string here? Enter text here, yeah. If I type in something like wish list on Steam, please. I don't know where this shows up. Individual styles, yeah. So this should match what we have in the game. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it does. No, they're slightly different. There are no hooks on. Oh, well, that might be an MSDF thing. Yeah. Why do we use this? Did it come before the custom font? I'm not, I got to talk to Wiki Joe. I'm not totally sure. I thought this was a fully custom font. Like I thought it was something that's our IP and that we own all the rights to as a result of that. It's not. So I must have just assumed that, I guess. The S is pretty different. I mean, it might be based on the font, but I mean, the rest of the glyphs look pretty similar, right? I see differences, of course. I see differences with, I guess, a lot of this, but in general, it's pretty similar. Also, we have a reference to this in the, like I said, I'll just talk to Quickie Joe. I'm sure he knows because he procured this font, and We just need to make sure we have the rights to it. That's all. And if we don't have the rights, we either need to buy them or switch to a different font. Yeah, fully custom fonts. Not sure the rights on modifying an existing one, if that's what we did. I suspect that would be something we need a license to, though. Okay, so the basic conclusion that I have here is that I don't know why any of this changed, and I don't know whether we should check this in. I guess one thing we could do is we could save the modified version and then open up the old version and see if it gets modified again. Oh yeah, it might be a different theme or something. I'm not sure. Basic fonts.tres. It's used in 3 spots. So I'm not sure. Okay, let's go find this basic fonts.tres. FFI basic font. What's it called? It is called that. Why did that not show up? That's weird. What is FFI doing that it's not working? Case sensitive. This does not have case sensitive. Shouldn't this... There was some problem with this that I forgot about, and every time I search for this, I keep forgetting. Ignores anything in get ignore. This shouldn't be in get ignore. Brew FD with a capital B does not work. Is there something to force case insensitivity? Case. Ignore case. Dash I. Dash ignore case. Okay. Okay, because I was going to say, that definitely should have found the file. So now we source Z shell and then FFI basic fonts. Yeah, cool. Great. That fixed it. Apparently that font was originally designed by Elizabeth Caldwell in 1923. Wow. I guess all fonts will make a comeback at some point. Yeah, I suspect we need a license for it for derivative works. All right, well, anyway, there was the file. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to copy that file. CCD game, go copy it to just temp for now. And I want to delete every change we made to it. But let's do that in a second. For these, I just want to check this stuff in. I'm not looking over the scene trees again. I know what I did. And it's going to look like there are gigantic changes, but there really aren't. That we don't check in. So everything else we check in. And what do we do here? Use scroll. Use same scroll style on many dialogues. The skill tree and the town perks now use the new scroll blah 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 blah. What is it called? Scroll container forwarding clicks. That's one change, and the other change is all elements using this now properly handle the forwarded clicks. Before this commit, clicking the background on top of or beneath the UI would make the click go nowhere. Okay. Make it lean the other direction. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. That's pretty funny. I want to italicize upward. I want to italicize in another dimension. Okay, now for this basic fonts thing. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to revert this, and we're going to see if Godot just reproduces it. I don't even know what we'd have to do to get it to try to do that. So let's go back to basic fonts and double click that and then just run the game. So did it do something here? It did. Okay, so I guess we're checking this in because I think all this is doing is updating a cache, and it's probably going to take forever to render this file. But yeah, I didn't notice any weird artifacts or glyphs or anything here. And it looks like it just reproduced that stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's all looking the same. Is it QWERTY? No, it's Colmac. So just to show you here, that's my QWERT. Instead of ASDFG, it's ARST. And then this is pretty similar. It's actually Colmac DH. Because underneath my pointer fingers on the lowest row is D and H. Wait a second, what? That's a command key? Oh my god, I don't remember ever doing that. I have a dual hand shortcut. Why would I have done that? Actually, it's kind of convenient. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Wow. So you can just not use laptops anymore? No, I can. I can still type in QWERTY. It's still mostly fine, except for when my brain drifts off and I start typing individual characters like I'm on Colmac again. But like once I get going on QWERTY, it's not too bad. Yeah, dual wield this shortcut. I don't really know what I was thinking when I did that. That maybe it would be comfortable and then I'll just leave it in and see. I wonder if this has resulted in some typos in the past. I just never noticed. The thing is, this bigram and this bigram, they don't really show up in English. Right? I'm not saying they never show up, but it's pretty rare. Like hard hat or something. I don't know. That's probably 2 words. People who've learned multiple keyboard layouts, I think, can generally switch between them easily enough. There was a YouTube demonstration someone did where they'd learned like 3 or 4 layouts, and they did a typing test where their keyboard randomly shifted on them and then told them that it shifted, and they had to adjust their typing test according to which layout they were in. Pass 10 strikes again. I don't know if this is good or bad. I think this is neutral. Update basic fonts.tres. This happened automatically when I had it open in Godot and then ran the game. So I think we can just accept these changes. I didn't manually touch anything though. Cool. If you learn Spanish, you don't forget English. Yeah. Yeah, although if you learn Spanish and then switch to Spanish and then move to Spain and spend 10 years there and never talk to people who speak English, you kind of will forget some English. I've talked to people who lived outside their native countries for long enough, and yeah, their language skills kind of go back to somewhat basic stuff. And I think the same thing would happen with QWERTY if you just never use it again. But it's pretty hard to never use QWERTY again if you use anyone else's device or probably your phone. What's the hardest word for you to type on this? On Colmac? I think the hardest word to type for probably anybody is a word you've never typed before, because it's not baked into your muscle memory, and probably one with unusual bigrams and trigrams. Because that's how I think you type a lot of stuff. Like there are a lot of words in English that end in A-T-I-O-N. And when you start the word, you might not know the first part of it. Maybe you're typing something like consternation, and maybe this part is not really in your muscle memory, but like you get to the end and you're like, oh, nation, that's pretty common. So yeah, it'd have to be some like just bizarre word you never end up typing, like syzygy, or I don't know, something with bigrams that just don't show up in other words. Syzygy is only 6 letters, so it's not actually that hard. But imagine a slightly longer word. In fact, I bet if you just go to monkey type and type in like top 10,000 English words, there'll be some, yeah, pterodactyl or something. That wasn't that hard. No, that took you a minute and a half. Your WPM is normally higher than that. Joke's on you. Okay, so this is done. And now this scrolls vertically, and we're just never gonna have a problem with that anymore. Cool. Having their inner thoughts randomly change language. Yeah, I've heard of that too. Yeah. There's like a language that a lot of people think in, And I think usually it's your native language, but it shifts for some people over their lifetimes. For real. Yeah. All right. I think he said he didn't like the 0 in the handwritten font. This was a little bit strange because I don't think anyone's ever commented on this. And it was when an item sold for, no, was it? Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember what caused it, but I think he saw the number 10 and he didn't like the 0. So let's go write out the number 10 and see if we don't like the 0. So there are a couple things we have to do to make this look like the right thing. We need to set this to linear and we need to change the font to the handwritten one. And I think he explicitly did not like that part of it. I don't think this is problematic. Yeah. I mean, if enough people said, hey, I don't like the 0, I would change it. But it's not like it's confusing for another character, right? We did have a problem originally where the 3 looked like an 8. Oh, that's a problem. The 8 and the 4? Oh, man. I didn't notice these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What else do we have? The 2 has a little chip. That's fine. I don't think people will probably notice that. But the 4 and the 8 are definitely problematic. Yeah. So I'll do 2, 4, 8, and I will just take a screenshot of this. And then in the screenshot, highlight that, 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 and that. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm not going to do anything about the 0. He said the pictures are a lot better on Steam. He did have some comments. I need to watch the VOD again for that. I think one of the things that he said was that a couple of the screenshots look pretty similar to one another. This one and this one, maybe? Yeah, and I think he said to like zoom in on the battles, maybe. Are you allowed to zoom in on pictures on Steam? They said they have to be gameplay, but I'm guessing you could zoom. Because if you can zoom, then maybe that's what we should do. Let me go find those guidelines again. Steam. Oh, I don't have it there. Where did I put that? Steam store image guidelines. You can zoom in game. I mean, whether we zoom in game or not, I think shouldn't matter too much as long as there's no issue, I guess. Library assets documentation, store graphical assets documentation. Yeah, this was the page. All right, screenshots. Exclusively show gameplay. Avoid using concept art, pre-rendered cinematics, images showing awards, marketing copy, written descriptions. Show customers what your games actually like. Menu screens should only be included if they're a unique component of the game. Game UI can be helpful. Yeah, I think you can zoom in. Show your game. Yeah. Yeah. I think we should do that then. I can't zoom in my game I'm playing on a MacBook though. I'm not sure if this is a tongue-in-cheek comment. You can use minus and plus. I know what you were saying about the trackpad, but we at least have some keyboard shortcuts for it. Yeah, I think I'm going to talk to Ski about that. I think all we need to do is set the game to be like 4x and then start a battle. Should that look fine? Wait a second, what did that say? Yeah, we got to fix the font on that. Maybe even setting it to like 3x or something should be good. No, I don't know. I don't know what we'll do there. Because I guess no matter how you capture the screenshot, it's going to look weird for the rest of the world, unless I guess you're zoomed in far enough. But the battles never take up the full screen. Yeah, I don't know. I'll hold off on that for now. He said he wants the battle windows to be smaller. He wants to be able to resize them. He said it looks like they're their own windows. So he had played almost entirely on 2x scale. And when he did switch to 1x, he's like, oh, I can see battles now. But then when he wanted to look at his skills, he wanted to switch back to 2x. He was on a 1440p screen, whereas the one I'm on is a 4K that I'm streaming in 1080. So there's a lot of like little oddities with how I'm trying to represent this. It's also a high DPI display. So I have mine set to 2x, but this makes it feel like it's just regular 1080p mode. So really, it'd be like switching it to 4x. No, not quite. I don't know how to emulate what he did. Anyway, okay, let's say we took it to be what his original feedback was, which is like, what if you could just drag this and you could resize the battle window? The problem is that it's all pixel art and we can only snap it to certain scales and make it look good. So for example, 1x, 2x, 3x, those are all fine, but like 1.7x wouldn't work. So you can't drag it to an arbitrarily slightly larger size. You'd have to drag it to a 2x amount or something. And I don't think you'd want it to be 2x, except for in maybe boss battles, and then we can have a maximize button or something. I think there is this desire to like, okay, make this a little bit bigger. I don't think we can do that. Set 2x and put the window in a fourth of your desktop. That should roughly be it. Yeah, that might work. How do we make this take a quarter? This one. Bottom left. No, now maybe 1x. I don't remember. I need to look at his bot again. Yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, well. So if I wanted players to be able to resize battle windows, I don't think we could do it except for specific scale values like 2x, 3x, etc. I think he'd probably have wanted something between 1x and 2x though. I think it was that big, yeah. I'd have to watch the bot again. So if you did want to expand this by 10%, yeah, stretching pixel art would look bad. So we'd have to make some secondary battle view that cuts out the border of this and then 2x's the remaining parts of the battle. Stream motivates me. Working on startup and today was a bad day. Oh, nice. I'm glad, Zephyr. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the only way we do it. We would, let's take a picture of this. Yeah. So we would cut out the red parts. So basically all the stuff that is not just where the battlers are. We'd be left with this, and then we'd 2x just the middle part. And let's copy this into GIMP and see roughly what this would. I don't want to do this, so I'm just talking about this, but I don't think this is a good idea. The inner area is 887 by 340. 887 by 340. And the full area is, and it doesn't matter if these are pixels or not. I just want relative amounts. I didn't see what that was. Full area is 1069 by 613. Okay, so 887 divided by 1069 and 340 divided by 613. So this is the width and this is the height, and these are percentages. So just chop these off. I don't care if I'm not getting this exactly right. It doesn't matter. So we're saving about 20% of the width, which means when you double the battle, it's going to be at like 1.6 times the size anyway. But when you double it in terms of height at that point, it'd be like the exact same. It'd be 1.1 times the size. It's close enough to the same. But yeah, the width being larger, I don't think that'd be desirable. So you'd have a window that's twice as large. It wouldn't even show all the details the right way. All the floating text would flow off of the screen. So I don't think we should do anything about this. Wouldn't it be misleading? People would wonder how to get such zoom. To be clear, what we'd be talking about here is you would just do this in the game yourself. You'd drag this and it would get a little bit bigger. But I don't think it's worth doing. This was not for the sake of Steam screenshots or something. And like I said, he ended up liking 1x scale for the battles, and that's really how they were supposed to be rendered. I think one of the real issues here is we don't have a separate UI scale. We have just game scale, and it scales everything. Text got smaller, and the world got smaller, and now everything's bigger, including text. We need something that probably just changes the scale value for the UI. So the battle can be this large, but then the text can be even larger. Yeah, Yondicast. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to say whether people would even use the game scale at that point. Like, this is kind of, it's almost like a hack. It'd be pretty much just decide how big you want the battle windows to be. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that also kind of makes me wonder if we should have a way of you just showing one of these at a time and you could maximize it. I don't know. I'll have to think about this some more. Yeah. All right, he wanted to be able to prioritize the skeleton's actions. A lot of people talk about this in the game right now, and I don't fully understand this feedback, actually. And I think there might be a misunderstanding on the player side, but it's hard for me to say for sure. So a lot of people say something like, oh, it'd be nice to be able to prioritize between a blue potion being brought here and being brought over here. And the way the game works right now is that your workers will always prioritize. If they're holding a blue potion, they'll always walk it down to the quest item first, the quest bin. So if people know that and they're giving this feedback, then they're saying there are times when I don't want it to go to the quest bin. I want it to go to the shop. In which case, having a way of you toggling this on or off, kind of pausing quest progress, could work. But if people are talking about something else, like I want to make them prioritize, I don't know, the helmet over the cloak. Yeah, that's something that's not really ever planned. UI is the main reason people change scales for battle windows, but also settings panels and such. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think I want to do anything about this just yet either. He was annoyed by that menu bug. What is the menu bug? Oh, yeah, this. Yeah. I wonder if this is the same solution as what we just did with the scroll container things. I know Dark assigned this to himself, but how did I solve it there? I had it set to shrink. I just want to take a quick look, because if it is as simple as that, then we can just fix it and call it a day. But I don't think it would be. The container sizing is set to fill here. And what, is everything set to fill? Yeah, to me, that seems like what the problem is, but who knows? I think we would just need to set this to shrink center or shrink begin for all of this stuff. And then what would happen if we were to resize this? I'm not sure. It might need a V-box. I'm not going to look into this. It doesn't matter. I trust that Dark will be able to figure it out. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely worth fixing, but that's already being prioritized. Said he doesn't know what he's doing or why. He said maybe it's his ADD. He said he wants to figure out what's going on, though. The game will have a tiny bit more framing content, but in general, the way I look at it is if you're having fun, you're having fun. Take care, Bix. Thanks for dropping by. I want to say thanks for letting me know about Stack Overflow dev surveys. I've been looking into those quite a bit and getting a lot of good information. Yeah, every once in a while, someone does come in and ask something like, hey, in my country, I'm looking for a job. And then whatever else they say afterward, I'm like, look, unless you're talking about the US, I don't live in your country. And it'd be hard for me to say what the job market is like there, what kind of protections you have as an employee or as a prospective worker. So that's where I just point to these other things and say, well, look, there are some resources. I'm glad they came in handy. Man, this is another one of those cases where it's like, what do I do about this feedback? His very first comment about the first music track was, hey, it feels a little busy. And then he started like humming it every time it came on. So I think I just reject this feedback. I'm not sure. So did we learn what cloning means yet? I didn't get that in the build I played. I think I modified that based on what you told me. Let me see if it makes, yeah, I think I modified it based on your feedback. I'll show you what it says now, and I want to see if it makes more sense without me explaining anything else. Whoops. There. So, does that tooltip make more sense? Yeah, okay, good. Cool, yeah, and by the way, if I just do one of these, watch the portal right there. I click here, and a new skeleton popped out. So yeah, once you buy it, it should be a little bit obvious what's happening, hopefully. Could you briefly explain the interface you're using for version control and Git changes? Yeah, so the interface is all inside of VS Code here, and every once in a while I do use the command line as well. The client is Git and the server is GitHub. And if you want me to go into like the basics of Git or something, I could explain, but I'm not sure if you want more detail than that or just that suffices. So feel free to ask more. Not trying to say I don't want to explain. I just don't want to go too far in the wrong direction. So the music intervals should be customizable. This was a great suggestion. And does Minecraft do this? Minecraft music settings? I wonder if there's a picture of this somewhere. I clicked the wrong thing. Not there, it doesn't. Maybe I misunderstood. I thought he said Minecraft did this. Either way, it doesn't matter if Minecraft does it. It's a good idea. We should do it. But I wanted to see if any of these screenshots have... No, they don't. I don't know if it's screenshots of the newest version, though. I have Minecraft on my machine. I could just launch it. But yeah, given that I don't see this. When is this thread from? 6 months ago. Yeah, okay. So then it probably doesn't exist. So music off. Jukebox, no blocks, weather, blocks, hostile creatures, friendly players, ambient. Yeah, I don't think they have a setting for it. Maybe add a visual effect or flash the portal and Skeleseller to make it obvious one popped out of the portal. I think something like that could probably help too. Yeah. I think this is where the nice thing is, even once you've fully unlocked cloning, you can still read what it does. So if you're like, what effect did this have? I think you'd read this. And if you're still confused, someone would tell me about it. And then I could base it on what they said. Yeah, I'm aware of how the music playing works here at least. And I know there were other criteria, but is this customizable? Slider. Whoop, where was it? Volume. No, yeah, I don't think it was customizable. Heard they're more efficient than using GitHub's interface, but that looks like a good tool. It's built into VS Code. Yeah, it's built into VS Code. I just press Command Shift and B, and I can open that sidebar. And it's just got this. I can see the changes. If you like, you can see the changes in line. Some people prefer their diffs like this, where you're just looking at one file and you can see here's a new line and you'll see in red a deleted line. I like them side by side most of the time. That's why I have this view. But one of the things about streaming is I really can only use this one monitor for you all to be able to see what I'm doing. So a lot of times I would like to have more windows open, but then you wouldn't be able to see. So I have to manage what's open in VS Code, this bottom bar, this sidebar. So that is a little bit tedious, but you wouldn't necessarily have to do that if you have multiple monitors. Apart from cloning and the other one are the same. Looks a bit like a loaf of bread. Yeah, those are temporary icons. We got to get new ones. And I wonder if we should get new temporary ones just to differentiate them right now. Because yeah, we're using the shoe twice and we're using the cloning one twice. And Pige even said, like, I didn't even see cloning here. It's just a white outline. Anyway, I love this idea. Is anyone actually tackling this? I think I might have given this one to Kevin. No, I didn't. Then we might do this now. Did I give this to Kevin? Yeah, I did. Okay, well, at least I mentioned it. All right, then we're going to change this. We're going to say add setting to control music delay interval. I think we should add a setting to control how long to wait in between playing music tracks. The default should probably be relatively low, maybe 5 to 10 seconds. The maximum value should probably be no more than 5 minutes. Yeah, something like that. And I'll just say EGC Jedi Potatoes feedback from checkpoint 5. I think people are just not used to the Minecraft style. Wait, what? Looped, no breaks? What did I? RTS is, you have a couple tracks. Look at StarCraft, they have 3 tracks. StarCraft has more than 3 tracks. They have like Terran 1, 2, and 3, and then Zerg 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know how many total they have. It might be 3 per race or something. But I think the important part is that there's enough music that you don't get bored of it. And I played Slay the Spire recently, and I played a bunch of hours of that. And the soundtrack, I want to say, is like 50 minutes long, but most of the time you're not hearing all 50 minutes in a run unless you fight every boss and every kind of variation. You're probably mostly listening to like 20 minutes worth of music. And it doesn't really get to be overwhelming, so I think it's probably okay. And yeah, one of the fixes is to add more music, and that is a plan. That takes a lot of time. People can turn it down to 0. Yes, exactly. That's why I was thinking 5 minutes would be fine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think this is another one of those very important things. This is jarring for so many players, and I'd like it to be less jarring. Yeah. Okay, anyway, it's planned, so I'm going to delete this now. Meta note, people seem to want... Oh, yeah. This is really interesting. So, Captain Enosa streamed the game, and then Pi streamed the game. And they're the only 2 so far, I want to say, at least that I know of. Yeah, and there's interest from some other people. I don't remember this happening with Botland other than the whole, like, I want to check out the game. And maybe that's the same thing that's happening here, but I think it's a good sign that people want to play. If the music is good, it doesn't need many tracks. Yeah, I think they're kind of mixed takes on the music so far, but I think it's generally in the range of like neutral to good. There are some changes I want to make to one of the tracks and like expand a bit, but if people don't like it as it is, they're probably not gonna like the expanded version. And then I'm working on the title screen music, but I haven't finished this yet. And I really need to put some time into that. Anyway, delete this. He wants accept to be on the right. Let me see if we have anything about this. Because I think Rami said the same thing a long time ago. In fact, maybe I can search for it here. No. Yeah, there's definitely going to be title screen music. The second track you made is way better than the first one. In terms of quality, or you mean fitting the game, or what exactly? I'm gonna file an issue for this. Consider putting the accept/positive button on the right side of dialogues. Right now we have this. There. I'll just zoom in and say positive action. Negative action. Okay. Some people, e.g. Renegade, Page, and I think Rami, have commented that they want that order swapped. Does it make sense if I say it feels nicer? Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. Although it's hard to draw conclusions from that, because everyone will have musical tastes that will differ a little bit. And then even within a genre they might have liked, they might be like, okay, that was better than what I expected, or that was worse than what I expected. Because I think they're both good right now. I just think they feel a little different, but that was intentional. I wanted one to be more melodic and the other to be more just kind of ambience. I don't think there's a universal agreement for that. Most Godot dialogues have flows on the right. Yeah, any issue I have with consider is just like let's see if enough people say this or complain about it. And I don't know how I feel about this. For me, I don't really care/mind either way. I think another thing that could help is just making the negative action a different color, e.g. a darker color. I don't know. We'll just leave this for now though, because I am not super concerned about it yet. But I want to file any feedback we get. So that's done. Spell Crystal is vibrating for him. Was this after? This is version 0.5.2. I don't remember what we did about sprite bleeding for that, but I think it was the one where we weren't using pixel coordinates anymore. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So it's anything before this would have made it in. Yeah. This says fix item bleeding. I meant to say fix sprite bleeding. I'm not going to bother fixing that now. Yeah, so then this is after I made the change. So then I should be able to see this even in my version, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely happening. Okay. It's super obvious. What we could do is we could render these to pixel coordinates probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can't do that. Or we could render these differently. But yes, this is definitely a problem. Prevents accidental clicks as well. AR clicking outside of this or something. I'm not sure. I'll still have to think about that some more. Looked like the crystal itself had a sprite bleed problem. I think it might. I don't know. I think it's just the jittering. I don't think I see any bleeding here. Yeah, I don't think it's bleeding. Well, I was resizing. Yeah, either way, I think the jittering is what's super important there. I'm pretty sure we put this on the crystals that we have. Enchanter crystal. It has these things. Oh, wait a sec. These modify their textures too, don't they? Oh god. Nothing is sacred. I think you're right, Ski. Oh man. Yeah, whoops. Okay, yeah, two crop texture. All right, there. That should fix it. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. Fix sprite bleed on crystals. I forgot yet another place where we change textures. I wonder if there's a way to detect when a texture changes. Could we have just typed in like texture dot changed, texture changed, change something? No. Item rectangle changed. There are some changed events. Script, child order, item rectangle, visibility, property list, editor state, editor description. The thing I was thinking here is if we could detect that it changed, then we could add a script to this that would say anytime the texture changes, just crop it. Okay, so I cropped them in the editor, which is not sufficient because we changed them based on what spell you cast. So now I wonder if that got rid of the wiggling too. I haven't rebuilt, but I just want to see, is there a consistent repro for the wiggling? Maybe if we zoom all the way out. Zoom in once. Ah, yes. Zoom in once after zooming out, and it wiggles like crazy. Okay, so zoom in once. Let's try that now. Does it still wiggle? Because if it doesn't, then we just fix the bug before even having to file it. Yeah. All right, so zoom out all the way. Zoom in once. Show signs. Click that. Cast a spell. And then resize the window. No, it's still wiggling. Okay, well, it didn't fix that, but it should have fixed the sprite bleed problem. Okay. Oh, I thought we had already done it in code. No, we didn't. Yeah. Note that this doesn't stop the crystals from wiggling when they're active and slowly draining / filling. I think it's a filling problem as well. I don't care. I'm just going to write it. All right. So now we file an issue on that. The spell crystals can jitter. Repro, zoom all the way out. Zoom in by 1 tick. That should put you at a zoom level of 1.5. We could just prevent zoom levels of 1.5. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it only happens on the fractional ones, but I still think we can fix this a different way. The zoom level should be 1.5f, which I recognize will not generally make pixel art look good, but we still should be able to fix the jitter problem. And then cast a spell and resize the game window vertically while the spell is draining. And then I'll take a video. Oh, we did it for the enchanter pod? Actually, we did? I wonder if we had to do that. What am I doing? I'm trying to get a video of this. I have some program called Cap on my computer that I haven't used in forever. I wonder if I can just upload right from there to GitHub. When you zoom out, zoom in 1 tick. Figure out what happened to Cap right now. What is going on? Did it launch? Is this it? Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, record. And how do we stop this? I don't know. There we go. Can we trim it from here? Oh, you can. Nice. We can just do that then. Copy to clipboard. Wow, that was easy. Looks so stupid. I suspect that we're going to need a shader or something to fix this, rather than overlaying two sprites and hoping that their positions remain the same despite. We don't even scale, right? We just clip somehow. I don't. No, we do scale. No, we change the region. Oh man. Yeah. Despite the region rectangle changing. That's exactly what cap is. Yeah, it's KAP, by the way. And yeah, ShareX on Windows is really great. Okay, let's move on. Wants item destination to be bigger collision boxes for manual actions. Now, Pi shared something kind of interesting that I never thought of before. One thing I had thought of was we have this quest bin, and when you accept a quest, you can now drag a blue potion here. And you do need to be pretty accurate with this. If you drag it to here, for example, it won't work. You have to be, yeah, like the mouse had to be right there. What he had suggested is why not make this entire area a drop zone? And I think that could be interesting. He said the same thing about shops. He's like, look, the whole shop, it doesn't matter which item display you put it in. Why can't I just drag it to here and let go? And yeah, I think there are two parts of this, and I don't think it's worth doing right now. But let's file the issue. Allow for, oh wait, no, I might already have this. Collision. Yeah, here it is. I'll say update. Page, hit this 2. He actually suggested something interesting. We should increase the drop zone for items to be the entire building in cases where order doesn't matter. E.g., dragging anywhere in this region would drop the potion into the bin. There. I think this is worth doing. What's more is that I think we should indicate that it's going to happen by highlighting the destinations differently when the mouse is in the very large drop zone for the whole building. Same thing with the shops, the warehouse, and the vault. Okay. Yeah, I like that idea. Didn't I try quitting this already? Oh, I see. I like the idea. I don't think the general, like, add an area here and then see if we've dropped onto it, I don't think that's hard to do. We just need some way of rendering that you are going to do that thing. So I'm probably describing this poorly, but let's say this cane were the quest item. By dragging it here, we need some indication that it's going to drop into this. And I don't know what that would look like. It could be that it highlights this thing even brighter or something. Because right now when you drag yeah, like this is to indicate it is a possible drop zone. And then when you drag over here, maybe it glows a different color or something, or highlights the whole area somehow. You can guess that. Tween animation on what? What I'm saying is what should it look like when I'm in this state, I guess. Can you highlight the foundation? I don't think that'd be easy. We could. We could probably change the modulate on the tile map layer that's there. But would it be clear that it's going to put it into here? Not sure. Co-modulate just the target. Maybe move the mouse position of the box. You're saying force move the mouse for them? Co-modulate just the target. Yeah, yeah. We'd probably have to change the color somehow on that. I don't know. I don't know what would look best. Where's that issue? I don't know where I even filed that, or if I filed it. Collision. Yeah, I definitely put it in here. Indicate it's going to happen by highlighting the destination differently when the mouse is in the drop zone. Oh, you drop the item in the area, then animate the item going to the bin? But how are you going to know that that's doable? Like, if you drag the item to here, how would you even know to let go of it here? That's what I'm getting at. Like, I think there should be something indicating that. And I don't know what. 667 and 676 are the same. Issue just looks different on other machines. For me, it's even more different than the reported issues. 667, 676. Oh, this was slightly different because we had this set and now we don't have this set anymore. Closing this in favor of 676. We no longer use this. Also, the other issue has a video. Okay, so close as a duplicate, I guess, of 676. You know, I know there's Copilot on GitHub now. This is one of those things where it's like I wrote right there, closing in favor of 676, and now I'm trying to close this as a duplicate. It probably should have detected that it was 676, but I guess I didn't explicitly trigger Copilot for that. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to indicate it. If it works, then that's probably enough of an indication. What I was worried about is that a player would drag to like here most of the time anyway, and just never realize that the feature lets you drop even over here. So they're still trying to drag, like, they're like, oh my God, I got to move the camera. I got to get over to here. And they don't realize that the feature is helping them when they click like just off of the box there. Whereas if you saw that this entire thing was a drop zone, you wouldn't even have to zoom in that far. You could just like drag over to here and kind of end it that way, or drag up to here or something like that. Have you seen the Copilot task in the repo page when clicking the code button? I think I have. I tried it a while ago. I think it turned from white to green when in drop zone, and it being the destination, or like the whole drop zone. Because this is the way that the web works, right? Like drag and drop JavaScript demo. Yeah, something like this. Where's a good example? Drag to draw. No, not that. Where's, okay, drop zone. Yeah, so here's what, I don't know if this paradigm would work well or look stupid because it's kind of a web thing, but we drag it over the drop zone and the entire drop zone changes colors. We can easily do that. It's just drawing a rectangle. But would it be obvious? Would it look stupid in the context of a game? That's fair, Ski. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. I guess I'll write this down. More is that we should indicate this is going to happen by highlighting the destination differently. Perhaps we take a cue from the web. See the drag and drop demo here. Either way, the indication isn't as important as the full feature. Yeah. So that could be filed as a separate task. Could just draw a line. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Maybe we draw a line representing that the item will fly into the destination when you let go. All right, so that's done. He wanted it to be more obvious which adventurer has a skill point. You probably need a bigger icon. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned this. Right now, we have a very tiny skill point right there. It's just that. And the adventurer's name color changes, but that's not super obvious. So what would make this more obvious? Little dialogue pops up with send to warehouse or send to potion shop. That was originally an idea I had a while ago. And it could even be like you right click an item and that happens. So you'd right click this item and it might pop up with like send to potion shop. I decided against that for some reason. But yeah, maybe it's something we should consider again. Let me see. Right click. I think I might have even closed it. No. Manually moving items around. Collision, skill tree. No, none of these. Maybe it's still open. Item usability issues. Yeah, here it is. Maybe there's a right click menu for send to vault or send to warehouse. This was proposed even during checkpoint 5. Page didn't want to click a lot. And Thomas said this. Ugh. He's pasting the timestamps. I have a script to strip the timestamp. So like I'm pasting the timestamp right now, but I can strip it from my clipboard with that. And then now I can paste it without the timestamp. And I just never run that shortcut. What if there's a wizard standing in each building area and they cast a spell that targets the item you're holding when in range, and if you let go, they pull it in? I like that sort of idea. But yeah, anyway, regardless of how we end up showing this, I think we'll probably end up doing it later than when we just implement the feature. Make it in rainbow text. I actually wonder what that would look like. Maybe that'd be sufficient. Where do we change the text color right now? Oh, we're modulating the text color. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be so annoying. Party member base. We have some like modulate function. Here it is. And I think this is only ever used in one spot to indicate that you have skills. Yeah, highlight skill buttons. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just say if color is equal to colors dot light green, which I don't even think is the color that we use. No, it's green. Okay, so if it's set to green, then we make the label rainbow. We don't even need to do this. We could just test it over here. Party member base. Is this even a rich text label? It's not. So this wouldn't have worked anyway. We'd have to change the type to rich text label. We'd have to change the font. We'd have to fit content. We had to do a bunch of other stuff. But assuming we did that, and then let's see what happens if we set this to rainbow. So level up banner. Take the rainbow text from there. Paste it into here. Delete font size. Delete font size. Delete all of that. Delete that. There. It could work. Yeah, it could work. Change the saturation, maybe make it darker. Other way? No, not saturation. Other number. Yeah, a little bit more than that. Something like that, maybe. I don't really think it's obvious. I think we need an icon. Yeah. Yeah, wavy text could work. Godot, BB code. I forgot. It's probably just wave. Yeah, it's wave. Wave, amp, frequency, etc. I still am leaning toward an icon for this. I don't think any of this stuff would be super obvious. Maybe if we did something like this, it doesn't even really work. We had to change the amplitude to like 5, no, 15. This is bad. All right, well, I'll file an issue on this. If there was some like super easy, obvious way, then great, but I don't know what it is. Indicate that there are available. Indicate which adventurer that adventurer has an available skill point better. Right now, we do 2 things, but many people have commented that they're both pretty subtle. Modulate the name text from red to green and add skill pips. And I'll just take a picture of that. There we go. Now we need to unlock another adventure. And on this new adventure, yeah, so now we take a picture. Yeah. We need something more obvious. Thinking an icon that shows over the corner of the party member's card. But I'm not sure what. Yeah. All right. UI. Maybe instead of a pop-up menu and right click, it could be send to location X on left, location Y on right. How many items can stack up around the portal? A pop-up action might get tedious after a while. It's true. My take on this originally, and probably why I didn't prioritize that issue, is that the game is automated. So if you don't want to click items and move them to places, then improve those parts of your town first. Like prioritize cloning, prioritize your adventurers doing stuff, improve their speed, cast this spell that makes them move faster. Like cast it a bunch of times if you need to. And make your adventurers like zip around the town carrying items. But this is another observation I had. Where is it? It's somewhere on there. And the observation is this. There's a lot going on in the game without there seeming like there's a lot going on in the game. So people are rarely thinking in terms of what is the throughput of your town. They have like some idea in their head of here's how I want to optimize it. And the game should sort of bend to that will. And it's not really how it works. Like there are stretches of time where you're not finding as many items. So in that case, like, yeah, find more items using this spell. There are times when you've got way more items than you actually can stock, in which case, okay, use this. And then there are times when customers aren't buying stuff, in which case, use the other one. And if you didn't have these spells unlocked, there are still town perks, which people learn about very early on. And even these have ways of modifying all those things too. But I think instead, people have sort of a different take. They like items disappearing just kind of makes them mad. And anyway, there's a bunch of other little ancillary effects from kind of seeing the efficiency of your town not be as good as they could be. And I think part of it makes them kind of start doubting the game a little bit. But I think the game does give you the tools. And I think maybe we just need to teach players like, hey, look, you've got 14 items and only 1 customer in your town. Maybe consider getting another customer. So I think we need to maybe use things like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, plus in the corner, something is good. Yeah, honestly, that's probably the best bet. Possibly a plus sign. Yeah, thanks, Max. I think that's a good idea. May not be needed for this game, but it's just a habit for me personally. No, I don't think it's a bad idea. And I think if you do end up in a state like this, and you're like, oh man, let me send these to all the different places, then yes, it could make sense. Part of the other reason why I'm not as inclined to do this is because right now, your armor can only go into your armor shop or into the quest bin if you happen to need armor. So there are only two locations, so it's natural to be like, well, why don't you just give me quick shortcuts for those locations? But in the future, I do think we're probably going to have at least another like 1 to 3 locations. And at that point, having shortcuts for 5 different places is probably not as helpful. How we need a menu or we need a different system or something. I don't know. Yeah, oh yeah, 3 if we count the slime. That's true. Yeah. You could always drag something down here. That's true, Ski. I think there are. Yeah, I'll change that for you. I think this happens to me with a lot of media. I was watching the show Silo. I didn't know anything about Silo. I didn't know it was a book. And I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't know that at first. And there are a lot of little hints and kind of storylines and characters that if you don't know the show's going to get good, you just sort of ignore all that and you think, "Oh, okay, it's I don't believe in the show. I don't trust it." Yeah, I'm not going to ever share spoilers for something like that. Yeah, and I'm not even watching season 2 yet. We don't have Apple TV, so we only watch season 1. But anyway, by the end of the season, I felt like, okay, the show is worth watching. So all of those little things added up to something. How many times have you played a game or you watched a movie or you've watched a show or something like that, and those details never added up? Like there was a character that was introduced and they had no purpose in the show. Or there was, I don't know, a game mechanic that just like fizzled out by the end or was completely overwhelmed by some other game mechanic that was way better than it. It's in cases like that, yeah, it's natural to be like, okay, as soon as there's a rough edge, I don't trust that this is going to get better, so I should talk about it. And anyway, that's kind of what happens. Also, when you're watching someone stream the game, which is, I'm not necessarily saying Pige was doing this for everything, but it's natural to have that stream of consciousness come out because you are just playing the game and trying to entertain people at the same time. All right, this I don't know how I missed, but apparently Forked Arrows says it has a 0% chance of splitting. I don't even think that's true. Percent chance to split is 0.1. Yeah, whoops. So this should be percent chance to split. So we're adding a 15% chance and then a 25% chance. Is that correct? I don't even know if we can test this because I need to go back to an old version of the game and I need to cheat and I can't cheat easily. Maybe checkpoint 3 and then we just tweak the save file. Oh my God, it looks so bad. Oh my God. This is so funny to me. Okay. Oh man. It's like comically bad. All right, I gotta wait for this battle to finish. I don't think you can. Well, you might be able to save the game before then, but I'm not gonna do that yet. All right, come on. Yeah, look around. Oh yeah, the potion shop's over here. All right, so build that. Now we can actually get items over there. Save and quit. Make certain we don't have another copy of the game open. Else I could overwrite it. In fact, I might have already overwritten it. And then go open up the save file and start modifying stuff. All right, so how about we just give... How about we just change our adventurer to be a different adventurer? Adventurer class. We'll make you into the archer, which is 7. And that should do it. Go launch that game again. Load. That doesn't work. Oh boy, I forgot. It doesn't work for 2 reasons. One, we have the rogue's abilities coded here, and 2 is that this build didn't even have the new abilities. All right, you know what? Let's just look through the code history. That was very, very stupid. Okay, forked arrows, maybe? I'm typing that in the wrong spot. Look at this cool UI. Yeah, here it is, split shot. All right, so let's look at the history before I modified this recently. This is not going to be it. Let's go back to here. So that was intentional since it had bi-forked arrows. It's not intentional because there's another ability in the next row that increases, or sorry, it doesn't increase. It makes it so that when an arrow splits, instead of turning into 2, it turns into 3. And without getting a point in a previous skill, that would do nothing. So we needed to have some base amount. Split shot, here it is. Okay, so let's look at the whole file. We had chance to split 10% and then 25% per level. So yeah, so it should have been 10%, 35, 60. So we just got to fix that. It's 10%. Why is this even here? It shouldn't be here. Yeah, this shouldn't be here at all. 35 and 60 there. Okay, so this wasn't just a tooltip problem. It was actually just a number problem. Yeah. All right, so now if we open up the game, we should see this change. This does kind of make you question a little bit that triple split ability, but that's a different problem. Okay, so unlock all adventurers. Archer. So now this says shoot an enemy for 5 damage, then has a 10% chance to split. This says 10% chance up to a 60% chance. And if we don't get that, then triple split is probably bad. Because it's like adding 5% damage. And if you click this, it's like adding, I don't know, 25% damage. Hey, Spike. Quick question. You ever have to do any C# programming? I'm more of a homegrown Python guy. Work has an opportunity for me to write a tool. It'd be in C#. Mitch, I know you're serious about this, but it is funny because the files I'm opening are all C# files. Yeah, I'm coding in C# for Skeleseller. Yeah. Okay, let's check this in. Fix split shot percentages, chances. They were not considering the 10% that each level should have had. This makes, what's the skill called? Triple split. This makes triple split marginally worth getting without having, what's it called? Forked arrows. Nah, it's actually forked arrows chances. There. Come back to see it's gone. I wasn't sure if it was trolling it. No, totally fine. Hey, Mitch, can you close that parenthesis now? You realize it, and then you just never. Here, let me hand it to you. There you go. Jenny thought it was C++ or that Godot is its own language. No, it's totally fine. Yeah, I think C# should be pretty natural for you if you're coming from any language, even moderately close to it. Python, close enough. You're going to find all the same general sorts of things. Yeah, it's not going to be white space delineated. You will have semicolons. You'll have proper visibility modifiers. You'll have enforced static typing. Commit message? Are you saying I typed something wrong? Or is this just a... No, okay, yeah. All right, that one's done. Let's move on. Rare customers should probably leave town sooner so that they feel rare. How does it work right now? There's a rare customer system, and what does this do? Every time you fail to spawn a rare customer, the chance will go up by this much. With a starting chance of 1% and an increase of 0.125%, it'll take roughly 28 attempts before success. So 28 attempts run every average of 30 seconds is 14 minutes. And how long do customers stay in town for? Let's set this to 100%. Just time it. Will that even work? Yes. Yes, it will. All right, stopwatch. I'm gonna start this now. It doesn't need to be exact. It's gonna be in the order of number of minutes. Although that's taking a lot longer to launch than I expected it to. Finally restart it. And start. Okay, so we should see the character in town. Yeah, there they are. And I realized I did this kind of stupidly, so let's speed it up to 8x. And then reload the game. And then reset this thing. All right, so all we're trying to do is see how long is it before this person leaves town. I think it's based on how many items they get. Maybe that's why. Maybe when there's a dearth of items. So if I get some items, I put one of these over here, let's say. Oh, now there's another rare customer. Oh, they're just going to keep spawning in. Well, we need to look for one of them to leave. I mean, so far none have left, right? Yeah, it's based on how many items they buy, I think. Okay, there, one left. And it had been 37 seconds. So 37 times 8, it was 296 seconds. So that's like 5 minutes in town, which means like 9 minutes not in town. Does that feel rare? Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I don't think so, but I think it's because there weren't any items in town. So I think we're just going to leave this. Yeah, I don't care. We're going to leave it for now. Maybe we should just stop a second rare customer from spawning. You know what? I'm going to do that. Let's stop a second one from spawning if you already have one. I'm doing well. Today has been all over the place. There have been some really, really tough issues that have now been ironed out. And the game continues to get better. Better and better and better. Can create customers. There is no concept of can create rare customers. Do we keep track of how many rare customers are even in town? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Do we have a way to get the customers in general? Yeah, we do, right there. And we don't have anything about getting rare customers, right? We don't need that, though. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to see if you can spawn a rare customer. So if not can spawn rare customer, then return. Move this down to here. Private bool can spawn rare customer. So if the town can't even create customers and return false, and then if the town has, how many rare customers are there? Rare customer count equals this dot count customer is rare. Collection does not contain a definition for count. There's what, count by or count? I could have sworn this was a thing. Link count instances in list. Group by and then get the count? What? There's where count. Yes, that's what I want. Where? Count. There we go. All right, so that's how many rare customers there are. And if there are 0, you're allowed to do this. Drop where and move the condition to count. What? Come on. I did that. It is count. Do you get something if you click on the Atom customer? No, but the Atom customer always tips. Atom is very generous. This is my PR campaign disguised as a game. That'll teach everybody. All right, so now if we set the chance to 100%, you should never actually end up with 2 atoms in your town. Because there's only one. Yeah, and I guess we need to increase the speed of the game again. Okay, so we should start, there's the 1, but no other one should spawn in until this one leaves. So let's go add in a bunch of workers and a bunch of items, and then they will eventually sell Adam some items. Good, good, good. Now Adam leaves, and a new Adam should come right back in. Wait for it. It takes up to 30 seconds, which is 3 seconds, yeah. Because I'm at 8x speed. Cool, it's working. And in the darkness, find them. Find them. I don't remember any Lord of the Rings quotes today. But the word is elect. You've elected the way of pain. Okay. Let's put this back to how it was and check it in. And this will fix an issue that was popping up, which was pretty unimportant. There was a thing that could say there's only one rare customer graphic and you're trying to use 2 of them. And they should be unique. Only allow 1 rare customer at a time. The main motivation for this is just because we only have 1 rare customer graphic so far. So it doesn't make sense to show 2 copies of them. Now let's get rid of this. Okay. He went all in on shiny loot, laughing emoji. He got to level 3 out of 4 before getting anything else other than auto battling. This cracked me up. Man, watching how some people play the game. So Pige was playing yesterday. Pige played for like, I don't know, an hour and a half or something, hour and 45 minutes, and like fully beat the game, and then said, I'm going to speed run the game. And somewhere in the hour and a half, he eventually did get other things. But the way he played originally, he got auto battle, and then he put 3 points in this, which costs what? 50 plus 150 plus whatever the next one is. So 200. So it costs 500 gold. He put 500 gold in this one thing before getting anything else in this entire tree. You can get like 5 other upgrades if you want to. And that was it. That's how he played the game. And he looked like he was having fun. So, you know, more power to him. But I just cracked up because I've never seen anyone else do that. All right, the other problem here was this. There just wasn't a lot of padding. This was kind of unusual. Does it happen? Let me take a look at that. Also beat the dragon in 28 minutes, which is kind of impressive. You mean in the speed run or in the non-speed run? I did the same because I manually moved the items. Man, but like if you just get more customers, it'll actually give you more money. At least I think so. The speed run, yeah. Just, it cracked me up too when, so for those who don't know what I'm talking about here, I just made the Skeleseller category on Twitch, and Pige coincidentally was the first person to stream in it. So if you click videos over here, you'll only see his video. He beat the game and then he went to speed run it, and that was because Kevin and I were there, and then we both said, okay, we'll watch from our phones, and he just took it to mean we'd left. And then he said, I'm unironically speedrunning this game right now. Like, what has become of my life? But he was having a good time. Yeah. Yeah, the slime moment too. He was like compulsively making sure items wouldn't disappear, which is how the slime spawns. Oh, man. All right, unhandled input. I want to make it so that we can just spawn the level up banner at will. Page up, show level up banner. And this shouldn't have any side effects, right? No, it just plays a sound. Why is this asynchronous? Oh, because it waits a half second. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I like desperately need chapstick right now. Lips are drying out. Okay, so we press the button, pops up the banner. This looks fine, but I don't think it looks fine at every side. Yeah. Ooh, I did not realize that. Huh. So what makes that happen? Is it that it's always taking up the same amount of space on the screen, but the font doesn't? I think that's the case. Right, if we just take a picture of this and then scale it differently. Hang on. I know this is probably super obvious to every normal human out there. I do not see this stuff. So I need to compare it side by side. Okay, they are the same height. So we either need to increase the font size or make them not the same height. And I think we're gonna go with this one. Some metrics or a leaderboard. When you upgrade the portal, will it look different in the future? Every time you upgrade it, add something to it? I don't know. I was thinking about doing that with the town, but with the portal, I think it's a little bit tougher because it's just the one graphic. I think it'd be kind of cool if it got bigger, maybe. But then what would that look like? I guess by the end of the game, it'd be taking up like this much space. Maybe it could have a different border. I'll write this down for now. Maybe it could have a different border or just get bigger. Or maybe it could get more particles. Or what else? What's going on with that particle right there? I'm guessing that was something by having the game in the background. No, it's happening. It's happening again. There's like a particle just getting stuck on top of that. What is that doing? Huh. And it's happening there in the middle too. And it just continually happens. Wow, I never noticed that. What is causing that? Portal. Portal particles. Particles. Time, lifetime randomness, emission shape, direction, gravity. None of this explains why I'd be flashing like that. Yeah, what is causing that? It stops moving. Or maybe it was never moving. I think they're just not moving. Don't they have a speed? They they have a gravity. Gravity should be making them float upward. And it's not. I don't even know how that's possible. Huh. I wonder if this is a known issue. What if I set it to positive gravity? No, the issue still happens. What? What if I set it to 40? Oh, you can kind of see what's going on. It's falling and then resetting position. What could cause that? Huh. What could cause that? Particles resetting gravity? Weird particle creation behavior. This is not my same issue. Huh, no, yeah. I never even noticed this, but I know it's doing that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, so I'm gonna close this. It's not super noticeable. The thing we wanted to fix is a level up banner. We can't have this thing be anchored to any part of the screen because then it'll get bigger. It's this that's a problem. Yeah, this has anchor points. We don't want anchor points. We want it to be not even this. What am I doing? Can we just get rid of the anchor button? How do you do this? Layout mode. Shouldn't we be able to not have this do this? Yeah, I guess like that. And then set a size on the screen. No, we need to be anchored to the center of the screen, I guess. And I need this to not be anchored. Okay, let's just try that. I don't think we even probably did anything. That looks good. What about if we change the scale? That looks good. And that looks good. Okay, we did it. That was easy. Wonder if it's a bug in the new Godot version. Yeah, I don't think I would have noticed that in the old version. And I only noticed it now because of what Thomas said. You don't see this on 4.3? Yeah, might be a regression then. I'll maybe file an issue on that too. Although I don't know when we're going to do that. Particle system seems to have particles reset their position. Try with the portal particles and set the gravity high. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Anyway, this issue is kind of fixed, but I just need to make sure that these positions make sense. Because we need this to be centered. Oh, it is centered. Wait, no, what? How does that make sense? Yeah, no, there's no guarantee this is centered on the screen. So we just need this to center around this, and then we're fine. There. Now we just shrink. Oh, darn it. That's how this works. Oh, man. All right, is that good? I think it's good. Yeah. I'm just seeing, does the midpoint align with these little things? And yeah, it's off by like 2 pixels. I don't care about that. And I think we're otherwise generally good. Maybe change the color on the dot. It's white like the other available ones. Yeah, we got to change. Yeah, I'll write that down. We got to change that stuff though. Path. Point. Here it is. Thank you. I'll give you some points for everything you've been saying. Or a point, sorry. You can set the offsets to be equal. Yeah, that's probably a smarter way of doing this. Let's just delete the position and the size. Set this back to H center wide. And then custom and change the top offset to 50. Bottom offset to 50. That's not how this stuff works. What? Negative 50? Ah, negative 50. Okay, there we go. Now I just have to increase this until it gets, or decrease it until it gets to the size that I want. Maybe 76 and 76. Nope, bigger than that. Maybe like 90 and negative 90. Yeah, that's pretty good. Add a little bit more padding. There. I think that's good. Let's try that out now. So I could anchor it, but I wanted to modify it after the anchor, and I forgot about the anchor offsets. If we just use the anchor, then it's going to get positioned differently based on the scale, and that's what was causing the bug in the first place. So now this stuff should work totally fine. If you could have any game remastered, what would it be? So just to be clear here, remaster means actually like change the game a bit, right? As opposed to like a graphical overhaul. Because if it's just graphics, I don't really know. It'd probably have to be a game I thought was super fun. Maybe like A Link to the Past if it's just graphics. But if it's a total remaster, the first game to come to mind was Crystalis. What else? I don't know. I'd like to see Crystalis remastered. It was a fun enough game, but it was pretty frustrating. I don't know how many people have even played this game, but it's an RPG. It's set in the distant year, I think like 1990 or something, 1988. And it's like post-apocalyptic world. There's like small towns and some people have taken over. I don't really remember the full story. But it had some pretty cool things. Is there like an inventory screen here? Inventory. I want to see the sword stuff. So I wanted to talk about this one mechanic that's in the game, but I can't find it through here. Okay, well, I can't find the picture, but there were, oh, here it is. There were different swords you can get in the game. I mean, this is pretty good for an NES game. There was a wind sword, a fire sword, an ice sword, and a lightning sword. And then you could upgrade them with these power orb things down here. And then you could choose like what level of attack you wanted to use on the overworld. This was both fun and super tedious. Because there were barriers that you needed to like equip a certain sword, so there was just some menuing for basically no reason. Yeah, game design has changed a lot since then. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what a modern version of that would be like. Fatal Frame 2. I don't think I... Is this the... No, I definitely haven't played this game. I was thinking of something else with Fatal in the name. One of those like beat 'em up games. Fatal Fight? No, it's not even that. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I'll set a margin container set to H center. I didn't try that, but I think this is working. Yeah, this looks like it's working. So I'm just gonna stick with this. But yeah, I had not realized this was even a problem. Allow level up banner to work with game scale. It had differing amounts of padding based on the game scale. Fatal Fury, that was probably it. Let me see. No, wait, that was a fighting game. I was thinking of, maybe it didn't have Fatal in the name. I was thinking of a game like Turtles in Time. Like this kind of side-scrolling, this kind of beat 'em up game. Not like a fighting game. Why did that add this? Is there a game with Fatal in it? There was like Streets of Rage was one of them, I think. Streets of Rage. Yeah, Streets of Rage. And I could have sworn there was something on the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo Streets of Rage, similar game. And I can't type anymore. We should also be typing this into Google. Final Fight. Maybe that was it. It had like... Yeah, Final Fight's what I was thinking of. It did not have Fatal in the name. Yeah. I don't even remember why I was talking about this. Oh, right, because of what Grimm wanted as their remastered game. AM2, how you doing? And hey, Helpless Hero. It's going pretty well. I think it's been a solid day. Published a PR which changes the changes the battle map, which would make it better to use in different screen sizes and scales. Ooh, yeah, actually maybe that's what I should do at this point is just merge PRs. Because I think Dark had one, you've got one. Fix this. Talked about this. I'll look through this at some point too. This is separate. This isn't even the pie stuff. This is the pie stuff. Okay. Yeah. It's been 109 days. It's been 109 stream days. It was a long day. Kids were home because school was closed due to the cold. Just trying to watch them and still get some work done. Yeah, I do not do well with disruptions to my environment. So I can totally understand that if you're normally able to work from home with peace and quiet, that it would be very tough without the peace and quiet anymore. Okay, so we got what? 3 of these? Nice. Yeah. Let me see something really fast. Okay. Let's look at this demo. So the map is panable. The buttons are in a different location. The parties are in a different location. All right, yeah, looks pretty good. And yeah, on a different scale. Also looks good. Yeah. All right, I'll have to test some of this out too. -12, wow. I like that it stays in place and doesn't jump when you choose adventurers. Yeah, I mean, that was never supposed to happen in the current version either. This has a scroll panel. We also would have just needed a scroll panel in the other one. More zoom levels. Or why the map starts having margin around, allowing you to move the camera a lot. Oh, if I recall correctly, there was like a 1 frame problem here where this was impossible and we had to do something in here with a camera. Where is it? I don't see anything in here. Oh, there was some weird issue though. Did I mention something? Yeah, this. At the very beginning of the game, the camera will still be pointed at whatever it was set to from the editor, so there may be a 1 frame flash of the old zoomer position. Maybe it was that. I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning here. Let me go back to the oldest PR first. Fixed battle windows not being centered. Let's take a look at this. Let's also commit what I actually did. I don't know why I didn't do that. And we'll push that. Okay, so closes this. Let me remind myself about this. This was the 3, yeah. It was a little late for me to post this while I was investigating. Here's an update. I can now reproduce this through the editor. I think I just got lucky and reproduced it 3 times in a row. It doesn't happen every time. Try to get bisect. Couldn't pinpoint the commit for this. Grant most things. Select the last instance. Then save the game and keep repeating these. Load, press M, select adventure, start battle. Repeat the above 2 more times. Reload if it didn't happen. I wonder if this repro's for me. So let's see here. Grant most things, select the last instance, then save. So let's do grant most things. Let's switch to a scale I can actually see things at. Let's click the last instance and then let's save. Okay, so now load the game, press M, start a battle 3 times. All right, load the game, M, battle, battle. And then reload if it didn't happen. Okay, let's keep trying this. And I don't know if this even happens on Mac. It might not be an issue over here, but I want to see if I can at least repro this at all. And it might be like a scale 1 kind of thing where it only happens then. I suspect, I'm almost positive this is a Windows only bug because we had something like this with the borders, but only on Windows and only with scale 1 and like only with some other condition 2 that I don't remember. Let's try it at scale 1 and see just in case it happens to be one of those issues. Start. No, it's not happening. What we're looking for, if the bug were to repro, these windows would be off to the left and not centered anymore. But yeah, I don't think it's possible for this to happen on Mac. Okay, well. Oh, someone's come to join me. She's just hopping right over. Hi, cat. Are you annoyed I'm not playing with you? Do you want me to play with you? Hi. Okay, come sit down. Yes. Good cat. All right, maybe I misunderstood what expand means on containers, but apparently this fixes an issue of the instances container inside scroll container. It only takes as much space as the actual total width of all battle windows. Please see this comment in 652 for repro steps. Before the change, I could reproduce in 1 to 3 tries. Now I can't. You're checking the blame. I found this commit, which said horizontal flags. All right. Yeah, it's entirely possible. It's funny that this only kind of popped up now. What is the fix for this? Just to change those flags? Yeah. This cat. I love this cat. She's purring. Okay, well, let's try this. So this is 669. Get status. She's like very happy and is just, making biscuits on my leg. You cannot do that, cat. My leg has blood under there. All right. Try this out. Reload. Close all this stuff. What are all those errors? I'm never going to see those again, I guess, because I didn't do it in time. Wonder if you get a VM to reproduce Windows bugs. I wonder too. So adorable. I could probably. Oh, wait, no, I can't remote it to my machine anymore. I had a Windows 10 Pro SKU, and now I have a Windows 11 Home SKU. So I don't have MSTSC working. I need to install VNC or something. Anyway, let's go start up 3 battles. So load. Cat. She's not happy that I'm not paying full attention to her. I know. It's so cruel. What a terrible world. Yeah. Do you use Chrome? Oh, yeah, that's true. I can use that. I should set that up. Hi. Hi. This cat. Yeah, I should try remoting in and seeing how well that works for reproing these issues. Can we show your face? Your cute little face? There. All right. Good cat. Whoa. One of the most cuddly cats I've ever seen. She's very much a lap cat now. We had to slowly convert her. She's nice and warm and soft. All right, so I want to see does this thing still work? We can still scroll. Can we still click the background here? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think this is working. Hopefully this doesn't stop, or this doesn't allow this to repro anymore. Really? Oh. You know what I've noticed? I think my view count starts plummeting when Abby's on the screen, and it's because I cannot be productive with her here, both because she's adorable and because she keeps sitting all over the keyboard and everything. I don't really mind. Because this is usually a sign I should be ending the stream anyway when she's gotten antsy enough to be over here. This is pure entertainment. I mean, she just stepped on the debug key. She's trying to cheat at the game. You could just sit on my legs. Come on, Abby. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Yes. Now sit down. Sit your butt down. Okay, you put this here. Windows ARM works pretty decent on Mac. Graphics performance will be lacking though. Yeah, as long as it'd be enough for us to repro bugs, and that way I don't need to ask for extra help for some of this stuff. This looks good to me. So thank you very much for fixing this, Dark. There were a few issues that I thought were just critical to try to work on. And yeah, this was one of the ones I was hoping would be an easy win. So yeah, I'm hoping there's no fallout from this or anything. Thanks for the fix and the thorough investigation. Nice. All right, so merge this. All right, next pull request. What's the next higher number? 671. Okay. Went through all instances and everything looks fine besides the green slime. Although I also found an issue with the Inferno, explained after. I swapped the green slime with blue plant, new enemy. Want to keep the same stats. Changing to blue slime would result in, yeah, that's totally fine. Plant fits better anyway. I agree. Also took a closer look at Inferno. I believe there'd be the same issue with red slimes this time. I swapped them with 2 new monsters, red Enchantress and red rock monster, waves 2 and 3. Okay, yeah. Seems good. I don't think there's too much to look through here. Red Enchantress, blue plant, and the red rock monster. It's got larger because blue plant is longer than slime. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this looks good. All right, we'll just load up those instances really fast. 6, 7, 1. He's stumbling all over my keyboard. No, no, Abby. She has like 14 scratch pads, and she still chooses to scratch the chairs every once in a while. I think it's almost always when she's trying to get my attention. I think she does know better. So yeah, I can't stay for too much longer. Unless I started the stream early today. Let's try this out. So load this up. On the second dot, even though I'm on the fifth one. Did you load the game, Thomas? At any point? Because if you loaded the game, then this is a known issue. If you never loaded the game, as in if you just click new game and then kept playing continuously, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have to fix that for sure. All right, so how do we do this? We grant most things, we go to the jungle, we start a battle, we turn on invincibility. And yeah, there's the new blue plant monster. Looks cool. Never actually saw it in the game before, or at least not in a real battle. And now let's go to the Inferno. And this was actually a mistake. We need there to be many more adventurers or else it's going to take forever. Yeah. And then let's speed it up too. It's still probably going to take forever. All right, they're the rock monsters. Yeah, nice. Looks pretty good. Actually, now seeing it in context, I think the rock monsters could maybe have some animation on their limbs. But otherwise, yeah, it looks good. And that's not part of this PR anyway. Very cool. And this fixes this one, right? Yeah. All right, yeah, looks good. Good. I know the final pull request I think will take a little bit longer to look through. Party chooses laid out vertically. It scrolls side by side of the map. Map has its own viewport and camera. It can be dragged and panned. This allows us to easily accommodate when and if we add a larger or smaller map. Map is now a node 2D. Wasn't strictly necessary. Man, there have been a bunch of people who've commented on how the map looks out of place because we use this like inked look, which is, yes, a totally different art style from the rest of the game. And we have an overworld pack, but it just doesn't contain all the stuff that we really want. So I think we need to augment this map. Where is it? Overworld. There it is. Yeah, so this is what some of these pictures would look like. Actually, I could just open it up like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this style, and this definitely matches the rest of the game. It's still pixel art. But yeah, like I said, there have been a lot of comments on this lately. But if you look at what sprites you actually get, it's like foresty area, some water, a little bit of a town, and that's about it. There's no like cave or volcano or something. So yeah, we gotta expand this, I think. But yeah, I think we need to do that. I gotta talk to Wiki Joe about that too. Next big thing is going to be making some overworld map tiles for things like the volcano, etc. Then maybe Dark can test making the overworld or the battle map out of some of this stuff. Not sure how we'll do transitions between tile maps. I don't know, but that's not important. The most important stuff is all the festival stuff. I do think it's worth changing this. And I wonder if we just have an overworld map and the points don't really make sense on the map. In fact, let me think about that. Think about changing the inked map to the super retro world map and just not having it make sense with the locations yet. That way, at least the art styles would match. Do we? Well, I'll think about that later. All right, what was I going to do? Test the new battle map. Yeah, which meant I had to keep reading the rest of this stuff. Okay. Industry support at all, new zoom levels. Panel size. Panels not usable in game scales 3x and 4x. Thing I'm concerned about is there's probably someone out there with some like mega monitor and they want like a 3x scale and almost no one else would want something like that. And no one's commented on it. I'm not sure. I made the panel grow on 1x scale by making the map larger. I wonder if this will feel good enough or it should grow more. Yeah, I think keeping an eye on feedback could be good here. All right, let's take a look at 678. And we played it on TV? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried. What is this? Oh, that's, yeah, no issue. Oh yeah, I know there's the Overworld pack because I know we bought it. It just doesn't have a lot in it. And I've looked at it a bunch of times too. All right, so we open this up. Here's the new style of doing things. I like this on this scale. I think this works. I think we're going to need a quote unquote skybox here eventually. Battle panel. There's a sub viewport container. What is this using for its texture? Inherit. I don't think that's correct. These look jagged now and they didn't before. I think it needs to be linear. I'm not actually sure. I'm seeing it change. It's just so subtle that it's hard to tell. But yeah, given that this is not pixel art, I think it should be linear. I wonder if we should use like linear bitmap. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it only really looks weird on this monitor, so maybe I should take a look at it on this monitor and change the filter. This is nearest. This is linear. Nearest. Linear. It's changing slightly. The place I see it more is around the other artwork that we have there. I think it should be set to linear though, but this line is jagged. I don't know. Thought it looked better with a viewport transparent and having a matte border. Oh, weird. Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Oh. That thing that I was just witnessing is not actually something that's supposed to show up. And we don't know why this happens. It could be the zoom index stuff. I wonder if there's some other thing we can do. Let me take a look at that. Instance map. Do we have the camera here? We do. Camera, init. Update bounds. Update bounds on next process frame. Center camera. Pan and zoom immediate. I wonder if this would help. To whatever the current location is. Bounds size minus bounds position divided by 2. Clamp. Set zoom. And then just set the global position. How does it not break stuff? Huh. Okay, well, let's try this in init. I don't know, let's just call pan and zoom immediate to just anywhere. It doesn't matter where. A position vector 2.0 and a zoom of 1. Sure, let's try that. I think it's something in update bounds. Not sure. Can I make him take it? No. The thing is, update bounds is being called already. That's the part that seems strange to me. Because whenever we initialize the camera, we have an update bounds call. I think it probably thinks we have the wrong size here. Let's just put a breakpoint there. Whew, okay. All right, so what does it think the size is? Oh, that's the problem right there. It thinks the size is 2 by 2. And I don't know why this is happening. And we actually have that 2 by 2 somewhere in the town, I think. Maybe there's a space. Yeah, I don't know what all of this stuff is. Shadow offset's fine. Size in Atlas. This actually is probably fine too. We had something in the town somewhere, I thought. There was some vector. Vector 2. I'll just select all of these. There are only 2. I guess there are vector 2 eyes. Let's search for all of those. There's just the one. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Why would it think the viewport size is 2 by 2 though? And also, wouldn't this get fixed the next time we do this? Because we'll go back up to here and then we'll call update on next process. And that's going to call this. And that should fix the size. Update bounds now thinks the size is 1920 by 1050. So that's correct. And then we should set the global position. Oh, we only do that if the lock position has value. I wonder what would happen if we just said or true. Oh, wait, we can't do that. This is going to be set to this. Wait, we changed the bounds, but we... Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, we update the bounds to be this. I guess we don't update the position within there, but that shouldn't really matter because it's when we pan the map after that. All right, well, what do the bounds get set to after that, I suppose? Let's take a look. We'll make a public bool testeroni equals false. Update bounds. At the bottom of this, if testeroni, then print camera bounds. And then in the instance map, when we initialize this, let's set camera.testeroni equals true. Okay, so now it's going to print out the bounds whenever it changes, and we'll try that out, and we'll see what happens. Because it's not until you zoom that they get updated properly. I don't care about that. All right, so camera bounds get set to 2.5, 2.5 to 2043. And that means I can pan all the way over to here. And if I zoom out, it doesn't do anything. When I zoom in, it does something. All right, so now that's what it should be. And what is that? Are those multiples of each other? 2043 divided by 335.5? No. Oh, but it wouldn't be, right? That is very bizarre. It's computing a different value after the fact. I guess let's try that out over here. Unhandled input. We don't have an unhandled input. Let's just take it from town. Yeah, I'll take this whole thing. We'll put this in instance map. We'll make it so that when you press page up or something, it's going to print out what the bounds are or call update on them or something. I don't know. Update bounds. Oh, not in the map, in the camera. Oh, we had an unhandled input. Oh, well, we'll just put this here then. Okay. Let's see if that works. It's when you press escape, which means it might not work because I meant to make that page up. But let's try it anyway. No, it is working. Cool. All right, did it update? It did. So yeah, just calling update bounds will fix it, but apparently not after the first. Apparently not until something else has happened. I wonder what. Instance map. This gets initialized, which then calls the camera initialization. So yeah, we got to put a breakpoint on this. And then on this too. Where's the camera? There. Where'd my special code go? There it is. All right, try this again. Not that. Oh my God, you can't press escape anymore. So glad I'm going through the same steps. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to trigger a memory. Is it like Breath of the Wild? I'm going to stumble on some glowing point and be like, oh my God, I know what this is. I'll hear the music play. All right, so what I want to find out is... Did that get called twice? I don't know what just happened there. I want to find out what these variables are. So viewport size is still 2.2. This should have been in the new one, right? Huh. Maybe that's the problem. That definitely shouldn't be the case. Weird. I mean, that definitely seems like it's the problem. Oh, wait a sec. Is it because this is hidden the whole time? I think it might be. I think this is still going to get the wrong size here. It is. Yeah, I think it's because it's hidden. I think we can only do the update bounds when this thing shows for the first time. We could test that really fast. And if that works, then yeah, that's our answer. So in instance map in ready, or even in here, we have a visibility changed. There it is. Plus equal if is visible in tree, camera update bounds. Wait, that's not a thing you can call? It's not public. Not public. We're going to make it public for now. All right, I think that'll work. We're waiting for one frame already. It's just this isn't visible at the time. So I think that's why this is failing. And now if I open this up, that still didn't work. Or it didn't call this thing, but it probably did. Every time that visibility changes. No, wait, something's going wrong here. Something is going wrong here. Is this getting called? It's not getting called. What? Maybe because the instance map always exists and something else is getting hidden? It's a battle panel that changes visibility. It should still work with this, or at least that's what I thought. I mean, I guess we could, yeah, let's put it on the battle panel then. Put this in init, put this here. call into instance_map.camera.update bounds, make the camera public. We're just hacking our way through this for now. We gotta do this the proper way in a bit. That didn't fix it, but is at least calling this thing now? Yes, it is. Oops. Okay, that time it computed the bounds correctly. So I think what's going on is it needs to be visible in the tree, and then we need to wait an extra frame. Which is really, really stupid. But yeah, I think we do that. And then get rid of my breakpoint there. So now we know this is getting hit properly. This is really silly. Yeah, that fixed it. Oh, okay. This is dumb. Man, it is dumb. I know. Things don't have a size until they're in the tree, and then even after they're in the tree, they need to have rendered for a whole frame. All right, well, here's what I'm gonna do, Kevin. I'm gonna review the rest of the PR and just put this code in the comments because I will have a bunch of other things to do tonight too. Okay, so I put this in battle panel and hacked everything to be public, and this worked to fix the margin issue. Lesson: the map needs to be visible and we need to wait a frame. All right. All right, what are these comments? While peering through the file, I found this and thought it'd be good to remove the pragma. Oh yeah, good call. If we change the map to be a tile map, we'll need to change this to get the tile map bounds set. Sounds good. All right, let's look through the other changes. Texture margins on the style box. We got to look at this. Just want to make sure we're not going to cause any other corrupted textures here. This is scroll 1. How big is scroll 1? Scroll 1 is scroll1.png. Makes sense. Game assets UI scroll 1. There it is. 40 by 40. That should be fine then. Yeah. Okay, I'll look at the scene tree in the editor itself. I don't find that it's helpful to look at it through code too much. Current zoom index. Where is this? In it? Oh yeah, this is the pragma change. Default zoom value. They'll be different for different ones. That's fine. It's a list, so now I use count. That's fine. Center camera in bounds. Sounds good. Yep. Totally fine. Game scale control clicked. So now the map listens for that. Yep. For 1x scale, allow the controls to be slightly larger. Okay, so I find this incredibly difficult to reason about, not because of what Kevin has done here, but because of the whole monitor scaling thing. So I guess we should just test this over here. This is what, 2x? Yeah, I got to get rid of my code. So let's delete all my stuff. Revert. I can't close the game now because I got rid of escape. I'm streaming late today. Yeah, I've been streaming for a while today too, compared to what I normally do. It's not like a crazy amount as far as work days go, but total amount of time has been like 7 hours. But I haven't taken very many breaks today. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Okay, so here's the battle map at 2x. Here's the battle map at 1x. And if this does get to be too small for the screen. So what I was thinking we could do here is we could cause this part, the map, to shrink. And then even on a 3x scale, it should still look pretty decent. I don't think it's of critical importance. Yeah, I don't think it's critical. We probably need to allow zooming out of this a little bit more though. But yeah, in general, I think this is good. Game scale. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have a 3x or a 4x game scale. All right, I might write that down. It has caused some issues, and I don't think anyone actually uses it. Get rid of a 4x game scale. All right. Sounds good though. So instance map is now a node. We have the camera. This is public and is exported. Why? Update selected instance label. Why is that exported? It's not even set through there. Huh. Nor is tooltip target actually. Although that might be because it was inherited from something else. No, this doesn't come from something else. Why was that done? I think these exports aren't supposed to be here. I'll just write a quick comment on that. Not sure why these are exported if they're never set in our project. Wow, that was supposed to be on both of these lines. This in line 39. It moved to be in the battle panel scene now. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Nah, I'm not sure. But I think I see what you're saying. The battle panel is what will actually export them. Instance map here. Yeah, okay, I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that. Where did my comment go? My shame. Delete. Never existed. Yeah, thanks for answering that. Camera, map routes. Initialize the camera to be bound to the... To the what? To the what? Bound to the... Oh no. We'll never know. Caught on stream. Now who is the shameful coder? All right, will you let me use this half of the keyboard, cat? Huh? Yeah? Can I? She's not letting me put my hand on the keys. She's like, no, that hand is for my head. Cat, I need to type. Hi, wanna come up? Yeah. Oh. On your hind paws. Oh, I see. To the word the. That makes sense. I am trying to write a comment here. Cat, if you would just sit down. Good girl. Oh, she started purring immediately. All right, I'll just write a little knit here. Knit. Detecting a drag. Interesting. I mean, all in all, this is looking pretty good. Zoom values I would almost certainly change. Yeah. Party chooser now has control there. I guess party chooser itself must have changed too. Game scale control clicked. Invoke it. Yeah, okay, cool. Seems good. Is this some joke I'm too C# to understand? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I have got to take a break. And then I want to merge this PR, but have Kevin actually, yeah, but have Kevin make the changes in a follow-up PR. Just the comment and the margin thing. Or maybe I don't know. And then I want to upload a new build. Kevin, I don't want to put you on the spot here. Do you think you'd be able to make those changes tonight? And if not, do not worry. That's totally fine. Because either I'll merge it now and you make them in a follow-up, or I'll wait however long and then upload the builds today, I guess. And like I said, either one is totally fine. So there's no pressure whatsoever. You are very yawny, aren't you? This cat. Because, yeah, I wanted to upload a new build. Merge, I'll send the follow-up. Yep, totally fine. Yep. Okay. Oh, the only thing I haven't looked over is the scene structure. Look over the scene structure for the PR I merged. Oh, cat. I need to use the mouse. Because I got to figure out where that went here. Okay. Not there. Here. We agreed on the stream that Kevin would make the follow-up changes, fixing the comment and the margin thing from my last comment. And the margin thing from my last comment here in this convo. In a separate PR so that I can merge and release a new version today. Okay. Comment and squash and merge. Oh yeah. By the way, this is great. Thank you. Yeah, this is great. I'm glad I didn't have to do this. Okay, so PR merged. Now let's go back to main. And let's go bump the version number to 5.5. Close all this other stuff. Can't move the mouse this far. The cat's on my arm. Bump version number. Okay. Okay, now we export. Five more PRs and we're at 0.6. That'll be a 0.10 then. Yeah, I suspect we're gonna get up to like 0.18 or something before we end up going to 0.6. Hi. Hi, cat. I ran out of the small cans of cat food, so now I need to figure out a bunch of ratios so I know how much to feed her tonight. Because I think normally, I think the cans we had were like 3 and the new ones are 5.5. So I've got to feed her like roughly half a can and then save the other half. And I don't know. We'll figure that out later, won't we, cat? You don't even know that I'm talking about food. A little walnut brain can't handle it. Okay. So now we test the resulting build, make sure we didn't fully break everything. Whoops. You wouldn't mind if it was a little more, yeah. .NET web export. I think it'd be pretty cool, yeah. I don't mind that we don't have it, and it was an intentional decision for this to. Oh, good. I was like, why is this so much larger? It was an intentional decision to go with C sharp. Although GD script has gotten a lot better since we started. Do we have sound? Ooh, that's not good. That's also not good. That's bad. Man. What would have caused this? Yeah, I remember what you were saying, Nui. You had this issue, but I shouldn't be running in a compatibility mode. Do you have a guide you follow or tips on how to set up for .NET Dev? I might, but I don't remember. It is really hard to type right now. I think this might have a little bit of help for you, but it wouldn't be a lot. There was, yeah, this making new project from VS Code. Wait, did it say from VS Code? It's not even VS Code that's being used there. I don't know what that was supposed to be. And that's about all I have. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna help though. I don't think it probably will. Let me go fix that, by the way. Making a new project from the command line. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So it looks good here. It does not look good when exported. Maybe it doesn't even look good when run from here anymore. Let's try it out. It should just be building the exact same thing though. Yeah, it looks fine here. We export again. Let's just export for Mac. And then let's delete what we already have. Close out of these things. And then wait for that to finish. Oh man, this is such a terrible position. She's already comfortable though. She's like trying to sleep already. She does not care that my back is killing me in this position. What a good cat. By the way, if anyone has not wishlisted this game on Steam, check out the wishlist command. Is it not going to work? Check out the wishlist command. I'm not saying this for the humans out there. There we go. I'm saying that for my bot. Huh, yeah, it's still happening. What could even cause this to happen? Using a different renderer? Oh, the UIDs changed? Oh my goodness. This was supposed to be done and never happen again. I wonder if something was caused with the themes that caused the UIDs to change. But it still wouldn't make sense why there'd be a difference between running it here and running it in. I'm just going to reload the project. Oh, maybe that's what caused it. No, but that wouldn't make sense. How did Nui have this happen? What I was thinking is maybe we were running with the wrong project.godot file. So here's the proper one that's working. Now we export that. I'm going to even delete the Mac zip file that we have there. Let's try exporting that now. I gotta get food soon myself. I had a pretty quick lunch. Okay, let's try this again. I don't want to push a new build if all the buttons are going to look wrong. They're not unreadable, so it's fine, I guess, but now they're fixed. What? What did I even do? I reloaded the project. Oh my God. So that can actually have an impact. All right. Well, then let's re-export everything and hope that everything is fine. And maybe write this in my release notes. Releasing, troubleshooting, something differs between the editor build version and the release and the exported version. Try reloading your project. I had this happen when I was bouncing between PR branches and main, and probably had changes to project.godot while doing those switches. I think it was just this, because I made some changes. I don't know actually, but let's see. Does it store the shader cache locally? I'm not sure where it stores them exactly. All right, all these should be new files, right? What is this? 418. That, oh, 419. Okay, that's fine. And this should also be 419. Yep, and this is, you guessed it, 419. Okay, cool. So now let's upload to itch. Yeah, hey, Wolf Rose. Okay, and then I had some other note underneath here. Things to verify with other people. Do adventurers still have spray bleeding? Okay, yeah. So if anyone's going to try this build, and you don't have to, no one has to do any of this sort of thing, but try to keep an eye out for whether sprites bleed again. For a reference of what this looks like, it's just any pixels that are coming in from seemingly nowhere. Like here's a sign, it looks like a sign, but then there's this weird brown line on the top. That's sprite bleeding. If you see this anywhere in the game, please do let me know, except for one spot. There's one spot that's known, and it's the enchanter crystals. Those are fine. But yeah, if it shows up on adventurers or something, please do let me know. Let me see if it uploaded the builds properly. Edit game. Builds are from 420, 420, 420. Perfect. Nice. Let's look at our analytics. 123 views on the checkpoint launch day. Today is the 21st, and we've gotten 64 views and 41 downloads. Yeah, I really appreciate it. The other thing that I thought was interesting is how many wish lists there have been. I checked yesterday, and it was at 523. Today, it's at 533. So we got 10 yesterday. All right. I can just barely reach the J key. You can't see the cat on my arm, but she's on this arm. She is like trying to zonk out over here. Yeah, we merged all the PRs, right? Oh, thanks for the bits. Who cares? Pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple on pizza. I also like spinach on pizza. They're both really good toppings. I don't know about together. Oh, you were just adorable. She's trying to roll onto her back. How cute. Hang on, I have to take a picture of this for my wife. Okay, stay still. Okay. Cat. All right. We're wrapping up, by the way. I don't even know why I came over here to this thing. Oh, yeah, to see if there were any PRs. No, just the work in progress one. Okay. All right, cool. I'm going to get going. Let's go find someone to raid. Thank you all for watching so far. I'll be back online tomorrow. It'll be another full day of game dev. We're going to keep addressing feedback. Because I'll be on vacation pretty soon, and then I won't be able to do the rest of the stuff I need to do for the launch. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm trying to find someone to raid. I'll just show this on screen. English. Same category. So we're just looking for low uptime and someone I'm not following. This isn't too bad. Only 2.5 hours. Let's raid this person. Yeah. Okay, let me go load this up. All right, I've never seen this person before. I like raiding new people as long as I can understand their stream. Let's see if I can hit the raid key. Just barely. All right. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow I should stream. The next day, maybe half a day. And why is this like zipping by? Weird. And then Friday should be a full day. So a lot of streams the rest of this week. But see ya. Have a good rest of your night.